You're now listening to Stay Tuned, Season 2, Episode 11. As always, make sure you go to the YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe, make sure you go to the TikTok, the other social accounts, make sure you go over there and follow those accounts as well. Cuz, man, what you saying? What you doing, man? Take two.
I'm good, yeah. I was gonna say I'm good, but I'm conscious I need to be consistent with what I said the first time.
Take two, man. Anyone that's listening, Kieran
Uh,
fucked up the first take on the intro then, so we're having to redo the intro again because Kieran fucked it up. Just putting it out there.
put me under the bus still. Um, I forgot what I say.
No, you know what you
Yeah,
said?
but
We were talking about the
I'm
weekend,
good.
then that you're saying about
Yeah,
how
the week.
busy the next couple of weeks are going to be.
Yeah, the weekend. See, I was just saying, potentially putting up Christmas tree, although that feels mad early, but is what it is. And what else? Yeah. Obviously, December's gonna be busy. Got Christmas parties. Got the Christmas episode. I'm looking forward to that already. It's gonna be carnage, but I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, and oh yeah, I was saying yeah, the my keyboard, the IOMP, it started working for 10 minutes and stopped working again. So
Yeah,
yeah. It's
took you for
been
a
it's
damn
been
fool. That's what it done. Took you for a fool. you
it did. I miss them letters, man. I miss them letters.
know what?
What
When
you
you get
saying
them back
anyway?
though, you'll be like that, just constantly using them. Any excuse to use the O's and the I's and the U's, you'll be using them.
All, all the time, all the time. What you saying anyway, cuz?
You know what? I'm good, man. I'm good. Yeah, another busy week, man. I don't know where these weeks are. I was thinking the other day. I remember it being like the middle of summer, hot. Couldn't sleep because it was too hot at night, and then I don't even know how we got to December. Like it's December next weekend, isn't it? I think.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, and
yeah.
it's mad as well. You said that about the Christmas tree because I'm noticing people putting their Christmas trees up a lot earlier. Like even when I go into shops or just people I work with, they said, "Oh yeah, my tree's already up." You know, I'm like, already. It's like we've only literally just got rid of like what's it called, Guy Fawkes and all that. Do you know what I mean? Like, why is your tree up like in the middle of November? But I think it's just and another thing as well because I found this out yesterday that with people, this is for people with kids as well. But there's a thing called Elf on the Shelf. Don't know if you've ever heard of it. Where like
No, of
it's not for me, but
course it
basically
ain't.
this elf comes into the house, does something like I don't know, like they'll pull loads of like toilet paper off the thing, and they'll just put loads of toilet paper in the living room. And you got to do a different thing every day. It's nuts. Google it. Anyone with kids, they'll know what I'm talking about. Elf on the Shelf. So anyway, apparently Elf on the Shelf starts on the first, so your tree has to be up because the elf brings the Christmas tree or all this stuff. It's long, so I think that's why people who've got kids do it earlier because
Yeah.
they obviously need the tree up by the first, and then they do the Elf on the Shelf till Christmas Eve and all that. But I just think, why are you creating mess in the house that you've got to tidy yourself? I've never got the logic to it. Yeah, stupid.
But why is Christmas always got to be someone breaking into the house?
I don't know, man. I'm still on the thing that Christmas, Father. I can't wait to the day that I can just unload the truth to my kids and say, you do realize all these years it's been me that's been grafting all this time to get you presents. I can't wait. Like, every year it comes around and I think, should I just tell them? And I think, no, I can't take that away from them yet. But I'm
You, you
tempted.
know, you know, you know. With that though, they might think you're the Father Christmas, so they might go around telling everybody that it's you.
Have a queue outside my door Christmas Eve. Where's the reindeers? What's going on? Where are they? Where's Rudolph? I'm like, he's in the back
Right.
garden, man. He's chilling. He's just chilling in the back garden, man. Looking after the turkey. But
Two carrots in his mouth.
yeah.
Right.
But no, I think yeah, we'll be our tree's not up, but it'll be up probably next weekend. Yeah, it'll probably be up then. But do you know what? I don't do the dressing of the tree, man. I leave that. My job is to get the tree out, like, take all the things out. We call them the
Yeah.
branches and all that. I'll get all the decorations out the loft and all that, and then I just sit there, normally with a glass of Bailey's, watching TV. Just put a bit of music on or something, and just leave them to it, man. Because my part is taking it down. I can't wait to take it down. To be fair, that's my bit. I love to take it down and just get rid of it, get the living room back to normal. Do you know what I mean? If I had my way, I
And
would take it down Boxing Day, but
and said Scrooge McCart's.
no, I'm into my Christmas, man. I can't wait for Christmas, man. This year should hopefully be good. Every year is good, but I think just because the
Yeah.
kids are getting older now, both of them understand it, and do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it'd be sick,
that
man.
buzz.
Yeah, it'd be sick, man.
Yeah.
Be good, man. But yeah, man. Let's jump in because obviously we were talking about inventions last week. We kind of like we ran out of time a little bit last week, so we didn't really touch on it properly. And if I remember correctly, you had some good ones. I think you said about like the delivery option, the idea of like a delivery, like going around to people's like local offices and doing that. And I had the see-through toaster, which is actually available, not by me, but it's out there. People have done that. What was my other one? I had another one.
It was the silent Hoover.
The silent Hoover.
So you could Hoover at 3 o'clock in the morning for whatever reason.
Has your mic switched again, cuz? I feel like it might have switched, you know.
No.
Oh, that's mad. That's mad. It's got a crackly noise again. It's fine.
Can you? Sorry, so just while there. Is my video still working? So I'm frozen on my side.
Yeah, your video is working.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, it's gonna be a mad edit, but it's fine. Let me just. I'll edit all this out. I just want to make sure that that noise isn't there when we record it. Oh yeah, it's on the recording, so it's a minor, man. It's a minor. We'll work with it. We'll have to work with it. What was I saying? Yeah, see-through toaster. Yeah, because the see-through toaster for me is a really good idea because like imagine, you know how many times you pull out I don't know if you ever do this, but I'm like my toast has to be perfect and I have to butter the toast straight away. So as soon as it pops up and it's ready to be buttered, I have to butter. I can't leave it for like 10 seconds because then I'll redo my toast again. It's like when the air hits it, the butter sits on top of the toast.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
It's
mean?
that water layer.
Yeah, it's not nice. So if you got a see-through toaster, you know when to get the knife and the butter ready. You know when to like be ready. It's like, you know, like Formula One. You know when they change the tires. Yeah.
I was like, whoop, whoop, whoop.
Yeah, it is one of them. Like literally, like that butter quick. So I think if I could see my toast being done, then to me, I mean, someone beat me to it. But I remember starting work, so 2004, and I don't know how long they've been around for. But I remember then being bored in work one day, and we were just talking in the office, and I remember we all came up with that was mine, see-through toaster. And even then, I think I even invented the silent Hoover at that same day. Because that's nah, cause imagine a silent Hoover.
But what was so the silent Hoover, right? Why was that even in your head? Like what was it that you were thinking that was it that you thinking for someone else, or did you have a specific need for a silent Hoover?
It's just like imagine. I mean, it's not for me, but imagine you've got a newborn baby, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
Your baby's gone down for 1 hour, 2 hours in the day. You got a bit of time. You need to tidy the house. You want your baby to carry on sleeping, but you need to hoover the stairs or something. We need to hoover somewhere. At least you can do both. Like the baby's not disturbed. You can do that. Or imagine you work nights and then your missus is up. Or you've just come in from a night shift and she wants to tidy the house first thing in the morning. You can go to bed and she can do the hoover and it's calm. Like there's no, do you know what I mean? Like that's, that to me, that's a really good invention.
Yeah, it is.
Do you know what I mean? Like I think they're out there as well. That's the thing. They're actually out there. I googled it after the episode, and there's actually a thing called a silent Hoover. How silent it is, I don't know. But if it was me inventing it, it would be, you know, like the Tesla cars now. You hear them, like you can probably get knocked down by one before you've even heard it because you can't hear them.
Yeah,
like, they're that quiet. You step out in the road and the Tesla just knocks you out.
You know what it is with the Teslas? They sound like a spaceship.
But you don't hear it. You know, if you got headphones in, you don't hear it coming.
100.
Before you know, you're flat
dangerous.
out on the floor, man. So, yeah, I just think, I think that they'd be good inventions, man. But what about you? You had obviously the idea of the Deliveroo thing, which I thought was good, and then you had another one. The other one was the baby clothes. So.
No, I don't remember. That wasn't mine. I stole that. I lifted that from someone else, and they must have lifted it from someone else because it already exists. But no, I had the strawberry flavored Kit Kats. That was my other one.
But isn't that a thing? that's a thing, isn't it?
It is now. It's the sensations thing. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna say it was about, I reckon it was about 99, 2000. I was thinking that, and someone was like, "Oh, you should write into to Nestle and let them know." And I was like, "No, because they're gonna steal my idea." So it's kind of dumb anyway. But then yeah,
Someone
in
stole it anyway.
yeah mid 2000s, I think that's when they had the sensations like the mint one, and I think had like the little juice, which wasn't actually my idea, but I was like, sometimes you just look at something and think, yeah, that's kind of done now. So yeah, I've got a couple others still, but especially with AI now can help you bring that to fruition. You can probably ask it to just design the whole. I mean, I'm saying probably. I'm sure you can. You can get it to design probably the whole business plan, step by step guide of how you put it together.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
No, it's
But
true. It's true.
paranoid that then AI will steal my idea and just make it anyway.
Mm. Yeah, it's true, man. It's. Yeah, it's good, man. I think it's good to always have kind of those things in your mind anyway. Like even the other day, I was reading about like this is kind of an invention, but I was reading about the man that set up the clothing label Hodrich. So
Mm,
I don't really wear Hodrich because like I don't really
not your
agree.
thing.
Yeah, I don't really agree with the not downplaying his thing because he's done really well, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But I just don't like that the logo, the slogan Hood Rich. Do you know what
Mm,
I mean? I don't really agree with
mm,
that. But anyway, it's a different story. But so I reading that he set up a thing with 30 t-shirts, £200 for this logo, and now there's a company that I think they're called like Ionics or something like that, who
yeah,
have investments in like Echo. I don't remember Echo and all that. Might be
yeah,
showing my age
yeah,
again,
yeah.
but Echo, Rockaware. There's something
Yeah.
else. Like they've offered him like a six or seven figure
I
deal.
think seven. Yeah.
Yeah, seven or something like that to to buy into or take over the company. And I was thinking he started with £200. Like imagine starting a company probably in a bedroom somewhere, £200, like and then 30 t-shirts. You sell them, then you build up the brand, and then you've got
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
half of London, half of Birmingham wearing your clothing label, and then you end up with that massive deal at the end. So it shows that even if you've got like a small vision of like, you want to do something on a small scale, eventually if you build it up,
Mm,
it can be something. And we're giggling about like the what we're talking about, but
yeah.
someone somewhere sat down and thought about it, done it, and now they're making money off it. Do you know what I mean?
100.
So believe in your dreams is what I'm saying, man, because they can come true. I know it sounds like cheesy and cliche, but it can happen.
No, no, like, definitely. And he just believed in his hustle, innit? I imagine at that time he was like, this is gonna pop, and you gotta back yourself because you were saying that before. Sometimes even like if I'm writing, like I have a little idea. I was talking to my brethren about this actually. You have an idea, but you just don't. If you don't make enough time, or there just isn't enough time, or whatever it is, someone else makes it, and a crappier version of it as well. That's what pisses me off. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
it's not even the vision that you had. It's 10% of it.
yeah.
But yeah, they just follow through. You know what I mean. So yeah, 100%. Like if you got something, just follow through, have fun, and take it from there.
Yeah, man, 100%, man. You've been watching I'm a Celebrity?
I haven't because I just can't be bothered. But I know there's been a furore in it.
Yeah,
I've seen that.
yeah. No, do you know what? I watch. I've started. I mean, I always go through a phase of I'm a Celebrity where I'll watch. I like watching the opening one where they got to jump out the plane and they got to do
Yeah.
all that. I love that one, and I love to see. And this, to be fair, this group of people, apart from Nigel Farage, like I'm not tuning in for him, but this group of people, and I think Tony Bellew's going in there with I think it's Frankie Dettori this week at some point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I think they go in because they always bring like late campmates in, don't they? There's always two that go in a
Oh,
bit
okay.
later. So I want to see him go in there because I think he might he might go in there to cause a big madness.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've been watching it, and I was very happy to see Nella Rose, who people don't know, like a very well known YouTuber, TV presenter.
Mm,
I was happy to see her go in there because I feel like not many people. mainstream will really know who she is. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
We will know who she is, and if you watch something like Catfish UK, you'll know who she is because she's presented that. But not many other. She's not like a household name, is she? She's not a Mo Gilligan.
No, no,
Do you
no.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
She's not.
yeah,
She's
yeah.
not doing a Mass Singer or anything like that. So when I seen her go in, I thought, oh yeah, that would be really good for her. That a good opportunity. But obviously, the thing that you're talking about is the. Did you see the? Do you know like the context to it?
Yeah, so I've seen the the clip that obviously they've put out. So from the point of, I think she's ignoring the guy and they interview her and she's explaining why she's ignoring him. Then they go back to that conversation. I think they reference because I think it's her dad dies, isn't it? And then she's not obviously not in the show, but previously, and then she's talking with it's the Donny from
It's
First Dates, isn't
it's
it? And
Fred.
does bare
Yeah,
other shows,
it's
yeah.
Fred from, and he does like he's got a show with Gino and Gordon Ramsay where they go on like a tour
That's it.
as well. So it's
Yeah,
Fred from, I don't know his surname, but it's Fred that if you watch
the
First
friend Fred
Stage,
Fred France.
yeah,
But yeah,
you'll know him. But
yeah.
I'll be
So
honest. Go
yeah,
on.
I've seen that bit, and then I've seen the bit where she's obviously not explaining, but he's trying to talk to her, and they have that kind of disagreement. Let's say it's not really an argument, but
No, it
you know,
is
so
because
she's yeah.
it is an argument.
You think
It's
it's
a
yeah,
one-sided
all
one
right,
though. It's a one-sided one,
yeah,
which is a shame. But I'll tell you why in a minute.
yeah, but yeah, what? Because obviously you've been watching more of the show, so I'm interested to know your thoughts on it. Because from that clip, I was looking at it thinking, what's your thoughts on what's happened there?
I think it's a shame because, again, without the full understanding of like when her dad died or whatever, is it recent? Do you know what I mean? I don't know, and it's mad because I've people have said that phrase to me before 10, 15 times. You know, I'm old enough to be your dad, or someone said it to me not even long ago. Like one of my older mates said, "How old are you?" And then he told me how old I am. I said, "Bloody, I'm old enough to be your dad." Do you know what I mean? I don't talk to my dad as well, so that could still be offensive to me. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I put it down to, you know, when you're just hungry and you're used to eating what's them, tell me a posh restaurant in London. I don't go there. STK, is that still a thing? Sexy Fish, is that another one? Some of them weird ones anyway. You're used to eating in
yeah.
those kind of places. I don't know if this made Sexy Fish up. Is that even a place? Have I just made a mad place up?
Listen, each of their own, cuz that's your thing. If you like them
No,
sexy
I think it's the
fishes,
thing. I'm
then
gonna Google
no
it.
no judge, no judgment here. This is a safe space.
Yeah, so wherever these like posh restaurants are in London, yeah, I think she's obviously used to going to those kind of places. And then when you go from that to living in a jungle, you got spiders creeping all over you, you're not sleeping properly. Your sugar levels are probably all over the place. It must be difficult to cope in there. What I didn't understand was that I don't think he was saying it from a place of like, oh, your dad's dead, so I'm going to say this. I don't think that was his angle. I think he was just saying,
Yeah,
I'm older than you. You do realize I'm old enough to be your dad. I haven't seen the full episode, so I don't want to say, oh, you know, she's fully wrong. But I think it was just kind of out of context. But in that environment, that's why you're in there, because it's like a social experiment. So it's to see how you deal with certain situations that you've never been in. Do you know what I mean? And like I said, we don't know. Like everyone deals with. We've talked about it on here before, but everyone deals with death differently. And
yeah,
maybe she's never really. Maybe she's still grieving. Maybe she hasn't really opened up about her dad before. There's loads of things. So for someone to say that, it could just trigger someone to have that reaction. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
So yeah, I think it was out of proportion. I mean, I haven't watched like the episodes recently, like the last two nights, but I hope
Yeah.
she's apologized to him, because I think it's something that I don't think he meant any like malice.
Malice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in what he was saying. What do you think about it though? Do you think she has grounds to think that? Because it's the way she goes, oh, don't take me for a dickhead, and you know, like when there's a way of talking to people, especially when you're on a program like that, because of the perception that ITV would want to try and put out
Yeah,
of you.
yeah.
There's a way of maybe talking, but when you're like talking like you're from, do you know what I mean, the roads,
The ends, yeah.
yeah, it's a bit shit, man. You didn't have to do him like that. You could have just pulled him to the side and said, listen, I don't like how you said that. It offended me because of these reasons. Just try and remember you're on a national program that millions of people tune into. But what's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, you just remind me there was there was a meme linked to that. I can't remember what it said. It's got a cat on it, and it's the cat's like just staring at. I don't know if you've seen it. The cat's like staring at the camera thing, and it's like, do I respond politely or do I respond with the road me? But but there's two things to it, and I agree with everything you said as well. I think that he's just like they were having a conversation about age, and that for me is just saying. I think they just asked him how old he is, and then I think she says how old she is, and then he says, "I could be your dad." Like that's literally what he said, and I think because of the translation, I think he, like you said, he's meant I could be old enough to be your dad, but that's just how it's come out, and I think she's misunderstood that. Her reaction definitely is not in proportion to that, but what's interesting in the way that you've broken it down is, again, we talked about the divisiveness, yeah? Just like who's in the right, and it's like, no, like, yeah, given the circumstances, whatever's happened, she could be re-triggered, still be grieving. Um, I think she was wrong for how she reacted, but at the same time, like, it is what it is. Like, nobody's perfect, and I think it's gonna be more when she watches it back. Or someone's gonna have to say to her, you might want to watch that back and just have a think about that if you want. And the nice thing about a show like that, as much as I don't really watch it, is it's bringing people together that probably wouldn't really be together, and that's what helps you shape like your values and re-evaluate how you deal with certain people and how you see people, and hopefully that will help, because she's probably just used to being around. I'm making a big assumption, but probably people that are very either similar to her, or she's probably got a safe people around her just to make sure that everything's patterned. But sometimes you're not really then exposed to just lots of different people that respond in lots of ways. She might not be chilling with him on a regular day to day, so that exposure is probably good, and she can have a think about how she's going to interact with people like that going forward if she has to in the future. You know what I mean?
I just found it, and the worst thing was that a lot of the viewers, the first night, cause so this is the first time she's gone in. She does one of the first trials, like the very first trial of this season, and after that, I can't remember what I was on, but it flashed up like, viewers want her out already after the first trial, because she was just over the top, like in terms of like screaming, "Oh my god!" Like, and then someone said, "Does she know what program she signed up for?" Like, do you know what I mean? Like, there's going to be spiders there, there's going to be snakes, there's going to be rats, there's going to be what they call bush tucker trials, whatever they call them.
Yeah.
There's going to be all those things there.
Yeah.
And so the narrative was already being painted of her already before she done that. Viewers weren't happy. Then they voted for her to do the next trial, the eating trial with Nigel Farage, where she had to eat like kangaroo's bum and just mad things, like crazy things. To be fair, they done it. They done like they got 9 stars or something. But even then, they were like, "Oh, she's just over the top. She's loud." All the words that you would just use. You hear all the time, aggressive, and you know what I mean. It's just stupid.
Yeah.
So I think that was the worst. And then someone literally before we came recording, someone sent me this tweet that someone's, when people do wrong on TV, they go back and find your old tweets. Never guess what the tweet said.
Go on.
So she'd quote tweeted about some. This is when Tim Westwood's is going through the madness, and it all came out that Tim Westwood's doing the madness, right? So her quote tweet said, "That's disgusting. He's old enough to be her dad." Can you believe it? So this is what I'm saying. I think the whole thing when she said it, and I know that I'm not saying it like, oh, she said it then, so it's all right for her to say it now. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, sometimes it's just a figure of speech, and I think that's what it is.
Literally it.
I think sometimes you just say these things, like I said, someone said it to me, like one of my older mates. He's like, "Bloody hell, like I can't believe we hang around with each other. Like I'm old enough to be, your dad." I was like, "Yeah, I know, but he doesn't act his age. He doesn't act older than me. We just act the same." You know what I mean? So, yeah, I just think she's got to be careful, because I think ITV might actually keep her in, knowing that people hate her, to vote her to do the trials,
Get viewers,
and then almost beat her down a little bit. Do you know what I mean? They want to see her basically fall apart in the jungle. Do you get what I'm saying? Like mentally, they'd rather see that than get her out of the jungle, because it's viewing numbers and all of that. So But yeah, it's good, man. It's a good watch. If anyone hasn't watched I'm a Celebrity, I'm just waiting for Tony Bellew to go in there because a man who's probably used to having 4 meals a day, a strict routine in terms of his diet, and strict routine in terms of his fitness, not to be able to do that in the jungle, he might explode at some point in there. Do you know what I mean? And obviously the nation don't like Scousers as it is, so throw a Scouser in there, mix the pot up a little bit.
Mix it up.
Yeah, man. I want to see him explode. Imagine him and Nigel Farage, because he won't like Nigel Farage at all. I don't think, but we'll see. We'll see, man. But yeah, man. Let's talk about leaking DMs, man. You're gonna have to remind me because when we were talking, like anyone that doesn't know, we when we talk about the topics, we kind of throw things into a group chat, and then we go, oh yeah, we'll talk about that in the next episode. But when we throw that many things in, and then you have a busy week, and then you forget. So then when you said that this morning, I had to like proper go back in my mind to think, what are we talking about? So yeah, you can you throw a bit of context on the thing, and then we'll talk about it.
Yeah. So this was, I mean, it's the kind of general thing, really. But this is basically someone who I think they're having a discussion with. Just loading the page up now, but basically having a discussion with the baby daddy about.
Is this in England as well? Sorry, or is this in America?
I think this is an American one, from memory. But the gist of it is, he's asking to see his daughter. Looks as if he's not able to see the daughter without the mum being there for whatever reason that is. I'm not sure. It's got to be supervised visits.
I remember it now. No, this is England.
Remember?
Yeah, it's England.
Is it England? Okay, okay. You're gonna have to correct me on a few bits. I'm just good doing it off memory. But basically, he's saying he's only available at certain times. She's only available at certain times, and he's like, "Why are you making it so hard?" And then she's just saying, "Well, you should have thought about that before." Da 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 da. It's just basically they're just having a disagreement. But she's then screenshotted the messages and put them on Twitter. Oh, I think it's Twitter. Yeah, it is. It was. Or X, as you got to call it now. And then he's used it obviously to slight him, to obviously throw man under the bus. So my question to you is, in those kind of circumstances, because I know there are other ones in relation to, like there's been footballers, for example, where people leak stuff because of assaults and things like that. But in this context, when it's almost like a civil matter, let's say, do you agree with that? Do you think it's okay to air that kind of stuff in a public space to prove a point?
Not at all. Not at all. What do you gain from it? I think is my only answer to that. Like, what do you gain by going to Twitter and saying this man is doing this and that? In terms of what we're talking about, he's a kind of like putting a child's dad out there, regardless of what he is, whether he's not paying maintenance, not seeing his kids, it doesn't matter. What benefit does it have for the whole world to see that? Like, if anyone who loses out on that is the children, really. Do you know what I mean? Like, the child's still not seeing his dad, or is not seeing his mom, or whoever. So to me, that's what do you get from it? I've never understood this whole leaking DMs, away from that leaking DMs like mentality, and then putting it on for the whole world to see. If I've got a DM from someone or vice versa, there's a reason why it's a direct message privately sent to me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Every now and again, I might say, "Oh, look, this person said this about whatever," but I might send it just to you. I wouldn't put it out for the whole world to see. Do you know what I mean? It's a private conversation, man. Why would want? I hate that. Unless someone's giving me like a reason to say, like, yeah, can you put this up? Let's talk. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think so. I mean, it raised so. It's the other question that came in my head, because I think everything you're saying is valid, and it's just thinking about what's the function behind it, and basically, what are you gonna the only thing I can see gaining from it is maybe like justification or moral support. But I think,
from who though?
Why do you need that from strangers? Yeah,
from who?
Yeah, exactly.
Like what's
so? The next question that I was thinking of then is it okay then if you have a private conversation with someone to then screenshot that and send it to a friend to ask their opinion on what's going on.
That all comes down to trust, though. Like, if it's someone that you can trust, if it's someone that, like, because I've sent you things before that's like a private, maybe a private conversation between me and someone else, and then I've sent it to you,
Yeah,
and gone, oh, listen, is that mad for me to say that, or is that wild, or is that wild what they're saying to me, or whatever? But I know you would never then go, oh, I'm gonna put this on the internet and then the whole world to see it, like, just because
and put it on Twitter.
I know I can trust you with my information. So I think it all comes down to trust. If you can trust a
Yeah,
person, then yeah, that's fine. But I think, and I get this a lot. I see though, you know, that what we're talking about, why we're talking about this, the whole shaming dads. I see that a lot on the internet, man. I see it so much where, like, people, and it's always, sometimes it does happen where it's like a third party that's put the information out. So it's like one of the
yeah,
girls' best friends or something, and they'll put it out and say, look at this person. You know, they're not seeing the kids, or they're not doing this, or they're not doing that. And you think, but like, what, like, why would you do that? Like, what validation are you looking for from Twitter to go, oh yeah, he's
yeah.
hopeless, he's not, you know, he's not a good dad? Well, putting him out on blast isn't going to change that. He's not going to suddenly wake up and be a good dad. If he's a deadbeat dad, he's a deadbeat dad. That's it. Like, he's not going to change because he's on Twitter. But yeah, I think if you can, there's people that you can trust, then yeah, of course, you know, sometimes you need, especially with, like, you find this with women, they like to get validation from their girlfriends, that they have like a group of friends that they trust, they want to talk to each other about it. Then yeah, but when it goes on the internet, man, it's just embarrassing, man. It's like, and I think she was in the wrong. I'm going to be honest. I think that, I remember it now. I think she was in the wrong. I couldn't really see. For me, it sounded like the dad wanted to see his kids on, not on his terms, but like, he
To
didn't
have
want
some
her there.
autonomy over it.
He didn't want her
Yeah,
there. I don't
yeah,
understand. It's his child as well, and he doesn't want her there when he's with him. Now I don't know what's happened, the backstory. There could be a reason why she doesn't want to trust her children with a dad on his own or whatever. There could be, you know, violent reasons, or, you know, abuse, previous history of that. So I don't know. But if there isn't that, then he's well within his rights to ask to see his own flesh and blood, so something that he created, without her being there.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I don't see. Without the context, I didn't see the problem with him saying that. So she, I don't let. I'm not going to get started, but there's a lot of people,
No,
mums, that do that, where they make it sound like the dad is the issue, but realistically, they are the issue, and then they palm it off like, oh, so you don't want to see your kids. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, I don't want you there when I want to see my kids. Oh, but I've got to be there. It's my child. Yeah, but it's my child as well. It's tit for tat, man, and it's a shame because, as I said at the start of this, it's the child that misses out, and it's the child that's the one that struggles with all of that. So I don't know, man. It's not good at all.
no, I agree with that, and I think it's usually when it's that response, so you don't want to see your children, and it's because I remember with those messages, it's gone. I think it's been deleted off. That's why it's not coming up. But I think it's usually because yeah, it was something simple, and he didn't say he wanted to see them alone. It was that he just didn't want her to be there. Which, regardless of whatever's gone on, if for whatever reason he's got visitation rights and everybody's consented for that person, you know, that man to see his kids, then yeah, and that, to be fair as well, it, for me, it's not even he doesn't want to see his kids. It's like, oh, he's recognized that there's a trigger point there. And for the sake of the children, it
Yeah,
might be better at this time for her to even not be there anyway.
yeah, 100%.
So you know what I mean. So, but yeah, just that kind of stuff, and you know, throwing people under the bus in public is a bit nuts. And the thing is, she probably has sent that to her
Oh,
friends. Do you know what I
if
mean?
she's
And
putting it
probably
on,
thought, do you know what?
if that's
Yeah,
on the internet, then it's definitely been sent to everyone.
yeah.
I just need to go and get a charger, cuz, before my battery runs out. This is the
No,
maddest
no,
episode
calm.
ever, man. It's the maddest episode ever.
Fair,
I'll be 2 seconds, yeah.
interruptions. Yeah, calm.
No, I can't, man. You fucking broke my neck. is that? Fucking hell. Oh man, that was mad. I don't know what that is on the floor, but flipping daughter trying to kill me. Fucking hell. Fucking hell, man.
See little traps.
Oh my god, I nearly went flying. Fucking hell. Oh my god. So unfit, man. Oh man. Someone's put a call in. Yeah, sorry, cuz that was mad.
No, that's cool.
Edit's gonna be mad on this podcast, I'm telling you. Bumper Clark, man. But yeah, what was I saying about? Yeah, I was saying yeah, no, I think one of those things is that, like I said, if you're gonna be a deadbeat dad, you're a deadbeat dad. And I think sometimes I think dads are always gonna have it hard in this country. Not even just in general, in America, wherever. I think dads will always find it harder because they're always on the back foot before if you split up with someone, you're always on the back foot. You're always by default the bad person. You might not necessarily be a bad person or a bad dad, but by default, even in the eyes of the court, family court, you're the one who's got to prove everything. Whereas the mum can just turn up. Do you know what I mean? It's only recently starting to change where judges are starting to have a bit more leniency or favor towards the dad.
Open.
Yeah, because it's just like, as long as you can provide things, prove that you're paying for your child, you want to see your child, you've got no past history of violence or anything like that, then the nine out of 10 judges will say, well, there's no reason for you not to see your kids. Do you know what I mean? So
100,
yeah, so putting people on blast is, for me personally, is a bit of a madness, and I've never understood that. So yeah, don't do that, people, please. Don't do that. And that's why I don't DM people as much as like, when I say people, that sounds like Tim Westwoody. I don't mean like that. I just mean I'm very mindful. Even like with me and you, if it was me and you, I'd be very mindful what I say to you in a DM, because one day you might turn on me. Do you know what I mean? And if I say something mad, you might just want to leak it. Do you know what I mean?
Listen.
So I'm always mindful of what I say to someone in a DM, because it could happen. In such a way that it happens to people. I see it all the time.
Some cars don't ever wrong me, yeah.
I know.
No, I'm joking.
But you say that.
No, but
You
it
say
is
that,
true.
but
It is
could
true.
happen. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could
No,
do
it
your
is.
head in one day, and you think, nah, I'm not having this. Let me leak everything.
What man said was it export the chat and upload it. but I'll block out my name and my comments. No, it's true, and I mean, I think in general anyway, I think it's risky, especially with the way that DMs work now. Text messages, I'm sure they can be intercepted, but I feel like back in the day it was a bit harder for someone to get hold of your texts.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Whereas now, listen, anyone could just jump in your account. Do you know what I mean? If you're a kind of person that don't like to lock their laptop and just leave things open, anyone can grab anything. So any conversation, I'm thinking, I would just never want that conversation to be out in the public domain. Better believe that that's a conversation that we're having either like this, or as in not recording, but video call, or when I see you in person, and that's the beginning and the end of that. Don't need to be down anywhere. Do you know what I mean? And it's all like that, like, I don't think I'm the only one, but yeah, there's just certain things that you put in there, you don't really want people to know or get out, or even conversations, disagreements I've had with people. I'd much rather just have it on the phone. Do you know what I mean? Because I wouldn't want that to one day go somewhere and think, but that was a private disagreement where I was being honest and you're being honest. You know what I mean? So anyway, that's just me. Do whatever you need to do, but just saying, cause don't piss me off.
I hear you, man. I hear you. Let's move on. And I'm gonna say a trigger warning for this part of the episode, because it could be triggering. There's maybe some context of sexual assault and rape along those lines. So if you don't listen to this part of the episode, then move on or pause it. I'm not sure how that will work, but yeah, you might want to stop the podcast here. But I want to talk about, obviously, the news that came out very earlier this week around sexual assault allegations, rape allegations against Diddy, Puff Daddy, whatever you want to call him, Love. He wants to call himself Love now, which is a bit mad. Against Cassie, who he was dating for a long period of time, a couple of years ago. and she filed a 30 million lawsuit against him. It seems to have paid that off within 24 hours.
Quick.
Quick, yeah.
Yeah.
And without knowing the full context again, but that is what we know so far, is that these allegations that have been made. She's been drugged a lot. She, used to give her loads of pills to take and drugged her and made her sleep with different people. Sex
Mm.
workers would then come and basically sexually assault her, and he would film it. And I read yesterday he forced her to get breast implants, and then the day after he told her to remove them because he didn't like them. Very controlling, narcissistic behavior from him. This seems and feels like a pebble in the ocean kind of moment where that spiral domino effect of abused women might now come to surface because of what this has now come out. And the fact that he's paid her off as well, it does seem as a guilt thing from Diddy. But what's your thoughts on the whole thing? I don't know if you've been following the story and all the rest of it.
Yeah. So when I heard it, it really did not surprise me at all. I know we touched on a few other things in the chat related to Diddy, but it just seems whatever wrongs he's done and whoever was that barrier or that protection, that layer of protection seems to have just gone, because everybody's coming after him now for all these alleged things. So it does not surprise me in the least. And do you know what's kind of sad? There's a lot of people. So I know there's a video that also audio from 50 Cent that surfaced recently. I think it's in 2010, and he's talking about, I think it's where he gets like pictures of Cassie and he talks to Diddy about it, and he's like, Diddy's response was a bit weird. He wasn't asked, he wasn't concerned. I think he was inquiring like who sent them rather than, do you know what I mean? So yes, it's in that context of that particular case, it's really sad, but it don't surprise me. But I think, like I've been saying for a while, that door to what there's the Me Too door that got opened and blown wide open, and a lot of stuff came out. There's a whole other door somewhere else, a massive, attached to a mansion or something in the US, the UK, everywhere. There's loads of things just trying to burst through the seams, and that door is going to blow open at some point. Because even, and I know we're not going to talk about today, but even some of the Will Smith stuff, do you know what I mean? There's stuff, people itching.
It's mad as well because I agree with you 100%, 100% what you said, but I feel this is another Bill Cosby, another R. Kelly, another Will Smith. Like, I know he's fully not been, he's not been accused as such of anything, but that door will open one day for Will Smith. I think things are slowly coming out now. Again, another one, and I think there's a circle of people. I feel like in America, especially, there's a circle of like people that you just know have been up to madness. You can just tell. Like when you look at Diddy, you can almost see the evil in his eyes. I know that sounds weird and a bit pause.
No, I
You know what I
hear
mean?
you,
But
though. I hear you.
you can see that he's been through and done some mad, dirty things, and it's hard because even I was reading and watching, I think like a TikTok. There's a woman on there. I can't remember her name, but she's almost done like a full documentary. I wouldn't be surprised if she goes missing soon. Like this is, but
That's the other thing as well. There's a whole lot of coincidences around that guy.
yeah,
A
how many deaths have
lot.
been around him? Like I
Yeah.
was reading about. So I don't know if you know, like his wife that he was with, or the mother. I think he was married to, or the mother of his kids anyway. Kim Palmer,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I think she was doing a book. I think she was doing a book, and when he found out about it, so let me go back a bit further than that. So there was a guy that she was seeing. So they'd been together, they'd had the kids, then they split up. But then he was so controlling of her, he told her she can't get with anyone else, even though he was with Cassie or maybe J-Lo at the time. Whoever he was with someone else at the time. But he told her, you can't get with anyone else because obviously I'm still infatuated with you, so I want you kind of at arm's length, but I can't be with you because I'm with J Lo or whoever. So she started seeing this guy. Diddy threatened the guy to the point where the guy was that scared of him that he ended up splitting up. Or she told him that she'd split up with him. Sorry, but so then he found
Yeah.
out that they were still seeing each other on the sneaker. The sneaker? What's that? That's not even a word. On the sneak, the sneaker. That's a sick word actually. So then, so then it's early in the morning, man. I need another coffee already. But so then he found out, and then he broke her nose. And there's a picture of Diddy, Kim Porter, and like other people, and she's got like a, you know, when you break your nose, they kind of put like
Like the splint thing,
yeah,
whatever.
on the nose, so you can see that. So anyway, fast forward now, she's gonna do a tell-all book, I think, of like her life and whatever else. Like months later, she died. She died of a heart attack. Now there's stories that he's injecting loads of people that around him that die similarly with like pneumonia and heart attacks and whatever.
It's always heart attacks.
Injecting him with stuff. That's the story going around. There's like there was another guy, like a good friend of his, who I think was involved in like Biggie and all that with Bad Boy. He was gonna do a book as well. He died, same, you know, heart attack. Found like something in his drugs in his body and all that. Same coincidences happen all the time. And Kid Cudi's car. Kid Cudi was seeing Cassie, and in the documents, it's not even funny, but in the documents, Diddy threatens he's gonna kill him. He's gonna blow his car up. Like weeks later, Kid Cudi's car's getting blown up. Like that can't be just a coincidence. If you're gonna say you're gonna do it and it
Hell
happens,
no.
come on, man. Mad. It's mad out here.
It's time. Yeah.
It's mad.
No, it's time. His time is coming. But yeah, none of that surprises me. And I agree when you said the R. Kelly vibes, 100%.
Oh, he's
100%.
I think he's worse. I know I don't want to like pair them off against each other because they're both just evil people, but I think like Diddy's, I think is I'm talking murders. Like I know I'm not saying rape and sexual assault is lower, but I'm just saying I think I wouldn't be surprised if Diddy had Biggie fucking killed. I'm being honest.
So goes a rumor. Do you know what I mean? That
Do you know how long this man's been living off Biggie's masters for, and all the royalties and everything else? And Biggie was more profitable dead than alive, and he was coming off Bad Boy as well. So when that final album, Life After Death, was Biggie's, there was another album that was meant to come out. It was like I feel like it might have been a Jay-Z collab album with Biggie after Life After Death. That was his last album on Bad Boy. He was gonna sign for another label after that album. Died before he even got to do that. So then Diddy has made more money off Biggie dead than he has alive.
Yeah.
Tells you everything, man. So I'm just throwing it out there. If you're a conspiracy theorist, go and Google it.
Connect the dots.
Mad how Diddy wasn't traveling in the car as well, innit? The car that got shot up.
Never.
He was in another
Okay,
car.
he always seems to be.
He was in another
He seems to be
car.
in the right place. Yeah.
Come on, man. This guy's got so many things coming out of his closet that the door's about to get kicked off soon. You can't hold any more secrets in there. So yeah, but I'm glad Cassie done that though, because I feel there would have been moments where years ago she wanted to do that, and for whatever reason she hadn't. Because there's a lot of people saying, why has she come out now with it, and why has she left it so long?
There'll be a reason. Yeah.
9 out of 10 times it's probably because you've got an NDA or you're being threatened, like literally threatened. Your life is in danger by someone. So she's to do that, knowing that this is out there in the world, it's going to be out there forever. You can't take it back. People are saying, why is she taking the money? Well, to be fair, he didn't have to pay her. He could have said, you know what? Let me ask you a question actually. If it was you and you was accused of that, knowing full well you've not done anything, are you handing over a penny or are you going into court to fight that?
He must have been so scared or whatever it was. Because don't forget, it's not, as you know anyway, it's not whether you've done it. It's what that person, it's the evidence that person has got. So he must have been so scared of whatever it was that she had. And given the seriousness of them allegations, there must have been a lot. A lot of stuff. Yeah. But you know what's funny? What's funny with that? What people say, why'd you take the money? I'm not gonna say sometimes, but when you actually look at what she's done, she's raised a question. Do you know what I mean? Like that, her just doing that and taking the money. Fair enough. Like she's probably done with it now. But everybody's got a question of. So hold on a sec. And I don't mean like we didn't know before. But I say, okay, so there's something here. And the more and more that come up, people come like, okay. So watch your space, innit? You know, him, obviously Russell Brand, I think he got taken
He's
into
been investigated now. He's got questioned.
yeah, yeah. I saw allegations at the moment, but that one don't surprise. I think we talked about it before. That one don't surprise me either. There's a lot of ones out there. I'm like, yeah, I could just tell. I saw you for 5 minutes on the show. We knew already.
The,
Do you know what I
the
mean?
thing with it, before we move on as well, is that I feel that when they take down someone like Diddy, who clearly has been able to hush people with money, and I think when if it does come out, which I think it will, there'll be more people coming forward and saying that he's done this, he's done that. He ain't going down alone.
No, he's not that kind of guy.
So if he gets dragged down, you see all these celebrities that we look up to, and we say like Joe Budden's another one. I'm just gonna throw names out there. They can't sue me. They're probably not listening to the podcast anyway. Joe Budden's another one. The Game probably will be another one. There's loads of people in there. I'm telling you, that all these people that have been in our lives and childhoods, and we grew up and we listened to their music or whatever, and we watched them on TV. I'm telling you, that's why, people like 50 Cent, when he comes out, there's loads of things 50 Cent said over the years. I don't fuck with this guy. Kanye said the same. I don't fuck with this guy. I don't fuck with him. Because they know they're in the industry. They're in that circle. They just don't participate in the madness that happens in that industry. Do you know what I mean? And I'm telling you, there's going to be people, they think, I can't believe it's him. But they are in the madness, because people must have known what's happening to Cassie, sat back and watched it happen. And the reason they watched it happen is because they're involved in it and they're part of it as well. They're doing exactly the same thing to other people, abusing their celebrity status. So when it all comes out, that list that I keep talking about, the Epstein Island and all of them, it's going to come out eventually. So we'll see, man. But let's move on. We haven't got much time. So let's talk about, because I don't really know much about this story. I kind of read about it at the weekend. I was seeing like pictures. But for anyone that doesn't know, obviously, Gerard Piqué was with Shakira. Shakira went to, I think it's like a South American Grammy. I think I might have got that wrong, or some sort of Grammy, but I think it's for South American. They have their own separate one. So she wins a Grammy for a song where she's kind of having a diss at Gerard Piqué for cheating on her for many years before. Now, I was surprised because I had to do a double take when I saw the picture. So when I looked at the picture, I thought, is that Sergio Ramos presenting the award? I was like, no, it can't be him. Why is he even there? So clearly someone's had this idea and got a massive pay rise from it and thought, I know, we'll get Sergio Ramos, who used to play for Real Madrid, who probably doesn't even like Gerard Piqué, to present the award. The El Clasico still lives on, basically, is what I'm saying.
Especially with them, man.
Yeah, exactly. They got rivalry. So what's your thoughts on it? Because it is a bit of a mad thing for him to present. Of all people, they could have got to present that.
Do you know what? If I was PK, personally, this probably says more about me than him. My head would be hot, cuz I'm not gonna lie to you. Because they got kids together as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I think they got two or three kids.
Yeah. Listen, my head would be hot. But serves him right. Cause I know it was Shakira that was she was commenting on one of Dave's songs, innit? Was it Sprinter or one? I can't remember which one it was. Or she was singing along to it in it. Was it Sprinter? Yeah. Which is, I'm assuming that obviously because she's not English or whatever, but I'm assuming she's got a good grasp of what that song's about. That is Right, it's a sick song. That I love the song, but do you know what I mean? To be putting that out there, talking about, was it two teams in Milan and all that? But yeah, that's mad. I've got a question for you though. If you're PK, what do you do now?
Well, you just gotta get on with it. You can't have a mad reaction to that, because you've put yourself in that predicament in the first place. If you didn't cheat on your wife, we wouldn't be having this discussion, because you'd be at home with her, chilling with your kids. So I don't think he can have a mad reaction to that, because he's made his bed. Now you got to lie in it. So you can't have a mad reaction to that. You know, but it is what it is. You know, when you do these things, it
Yeah.
comes with consequences. So yeah, you can't have a mad reaction to that. I just think whoever set that whole thing up with him presenting the awards knew that it would get him hot under. You know what I mean? He'd get hot with that one, and he would be red mist because I think, you know, even I'm only summarizing and sort of hypothetical, but I'd assume even in that situation when you kind of cheat on someone and you're married to them and you spent, you know, you got kids with them and whatever else, a part of you will still always have a feeling towards that person.
Connection.
Yeah. So to see that, even to see maybe her with someone else, I think was she not dating Lewis Hamilton at one point as well, or recently? I'm sure she was like dating him. So that must have burned him because the mother of your child is seeing someone else. The person that you've shared a bed with and you've shared all these moments with is now seeing someone else. So as much as you've done the dirt, you cheated. Do you know what I mean? So it must burn him.
Still
to
feel a
see that.
little something.
Yeah, of course you will. So
So, quick final question from me. Are you gonna do the Ramos to your enemies?
what do you mean?
So you got an enemy. Obviously,
No, I wouldn't do it.
they. Would you not? Would you not?
Nah. No,
Why not?
I think it's a bit of a low blow. To be fair, I wouldn't personally do it because it's kind of like a low blow, and I always think if it was me on the other side, I wouldn't want it done to me because it would burn. It would burn. You know, if you're someone that you really hated, imagine someone, try and visualize, and people, listeners as well, try and visualize someone that you really, really hate, you can't stand, you want to punch them every day in the face for the rest of your life. Imagine them like being in a photo and they're all over your you know, your ex missus or whoever, they're all over her, and they're stood there skinning teeth, smiling. Do you know how angry you would probably be?
It'd be worth it.
I can't even process it. So, and even if I'm in a new relationship with someone, it would still annoy me because of the reasons why you've done. Not because I want to be with that person, but the reasons why you've done it. You've done it because you know it's going to. You've done it for me. You haven't done it because you're dead. Like, why is he even there? Who does he even play for now, Ramos? He doesn't. Who does he play for?
He's severe, isn't it?
So what's he even doing there? Why is he even there presenting? He's not even. Where's he from? Isn't he Spain?
He's on holiday. Yeah, he's just on holiday, innit?
Why is he there
Ramos,
for?
yeah. Because
go and get Lewis and what's his name, Enrique Iglesias, whatever his name. Go and get him to do it. He's in music. Why is a footballer presenting a Grammy? Actually, think about it.
It's a status, innit, man? Just like, oh, I'm in the neighborhoods.
Have you ever seen Wayne Rooney present a Grammy? Thinking about
no,
it, actually,
but
have you actually seen a footballer present a Grammy before? I don't think we've ever seen it. Have you seen?
Oh, they must have They must have though, like done something like that, or maybe the American footballers surely.
They ain't got Messi's number.
Didn't OJ present something like that at some point?
He presented his defense in court, I think. Man says if the glove doesn't fit, you must acquit. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's mad. I think it's a mad thing to do, and I think they only done that literally for a reaction from Gerard Piqué. And I don't know if he has. I don't know if he's commented or if he's been asked about it or whatever. But yeah, it's a bit of a madness, isn't it? It's a bit mad, to be fair. It's a bit mad. But you got to do these things, man. If you do these mistakes, you got to learn and live by the thing. So
you reap what you sow, innit?
100%, man. 100%. But as we talk in music, and as I know you're trying to throw a man under the bus, because I haven't actually... I don't even know what's coming, so yeah. But anyway, we're gonna do the quiz. You try to brief me a little bit. Literally gave me like the brief at like 8:27, knowing that we were recording at like 8:30. But
yeah, because you said give you a heads up, isn't it?
I said a heads up. That wasn't a heads up. That was a late warning.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Man knows. Careful, there's a car coming.
Exactly, the Tesla thing.
Yeah, so the quiz this week is it's TV shows, like kids shows from our childhood, and it's kind of like that guess the song kind of thing. So I'm gonna give you the lyrics. Some of them are a bit tricky though. I've got to bleep out some of the words because obviously the name of the the show is in the song. So you just gotta guess. I think these are quite easy. I'm just gonna put that out there. I think they're quite easy. So I'll start off with one to make sure it's come up. I had it all loaded. That's probably why my things running so slow. Okay. You ready, yeah?
Yeah, man.
All right. So you got the bleep, more than meets the eye. Autobots wage their battle to destroy the evil forces of the Decepticons.
I ain't got a clue,
The
man.
bleep, robots in disguise.
Oh, Transformers.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
I helped you out there. All right. Next one. Bleep, talk about a two-way twister, shaking up the family tree with sibling synchronicity. Bleep, never knew how much I missed you.
Oh.
Now that
sister.
Yeah, all right. See, when they're saying about threw him under the bus and all this one. All right, this one I've got to give you a bit of a clue because it's quite niche, but I think you'll know it. But it's quite niche at the same time. So it's a UK kids show, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it's wacky, it's fun, it's crazy, it's outrageous.
Isn't that Funhouse?
Oh man, listen,
Come
bad
on.
man. Oh, no, got that.
Yeah, it's Funhouse, man.
All right. This one, I want to see how quickly you get it because you should know. I know that you know this one.
I see what you're doing, man.
No, I know that you know this one. If you don't get it, I think this is the last show. This is the last podcast episode ever. Okay.
Go on.
Every day, when you're walking down the street.
Oh, isn't this Arthur?
Yeah.
Okay, come on.
All right. Man's what you 4 for 4.
Come on.
All right. I'm not sure if you'll know this one, but it's a Badman tune anyway. Sometimes some crimes go slipping through the cracks, but these two gumshoes are picking up the slack. There's no case too big, no case too small. When you need help, just call. Bleep, 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 bleep.
It's not biker thingy from Mars, is it?
No, but it's close. Bleep, bleep, bleep. When there's danger. No, it never fails. Once they're involved, somehow, whatever's wrong gets solved.
I know this, but I don't know it. You know when you know something.
Yeah. I'm saying it in a weird way, so you can't pick up the rhythm either.
That's the thing. I try to throw them enough.
Because it's like dun 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 dun. No, know that one?
It's not Inspector Gadget.
Close. They're rescue rangers. Who are they?
I can't remember. I can't remember what it's called, man. Not Power Rangers.
No, they're rescue rangers.
Rescue Rangers. I don't know that one. That's a tough one.
One's called Chip.
Oh, not the Chippendales.
Yeah, Chippendale.
Chippendales.
Chippendale.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Yeah.
That one was a little bit harder, to be fair. All right, next one. Just reset their cookies. All right. They're the world's most fearsome fighting team. Bleep. They're heroes in the half shell and they're green.
Turtles.
Yeah.
Come on.
All right.
I'm like 5 out of 6, I think.
Yeah, you are. Okay, I got a last one. So I lost the thing. I can't remember exactly what the opening lines are. I don't want to get it wrong. All right, I'm not gonna do the first lines. It's too bait. So everybody out there, go run and tell your homeboys and homegirls it's time for bleep. They keep you laughing in the afternoon, so don't touch that dial or leave the
Ah,
room.
is it not Keenan and Kel?
Yeah, my
Yeah,
G, my
yeah, yeah,
G.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Uh,
Coolio, man.
what's man?
R.I.P.
Coolio.
Yeah, man.
Listen,
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave it there. Six out of seven. And to be fair, the seventh one was you had it, but you didn't quite have it.
No, I
Yeah,
was I
man.
was doing
All
well,
right.
man. I done all right, man. I done all right for. Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So, but yeah, man. I'm gonna go. We didn't do the quiz last week, did we?
No, no.
No, no. So I'll don't you worry. I got you next week, man. I got you. I got
I
you
know you
next week.
do. I know you do.
I got you next week.
Been
But
been been putting it in the. It's been in the oven. It's been
it's
in the oven and the
marinating.
slow
No, it's not
cooker.
even in the oven yet. It's marinating.
It's in the fridge.
Don't you worry, man. It's not ready yet. It's not ready to go in the oven just yet, but it will be. But yeah, man. Another episode done. Episode 12. Episode 11, actually. I think.
Yeah, episode 11.
Episode 11. I feel like I said episode 12 at the start, but I think I said episode 11. So yeah, episode 11. Thanks very much for listening and watching, and we'll be back next week. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Make sure you go to Spotify as well, and also the social accounts. Go to all of them. Make sure you follow there as well. Thanks very much, and we'll be back next week. Another episode, man. Thanks for listening.
Peace.